Good morning, students, and welcome back to computer class. And today we are going to do the revision of chapter 6, that is Microsoft PowerPoint 2010 for the half-yearly examination. So for doing the revision, let's first open MS PowerPoint application. So a blank presentation in that. So let's open one blank presentation, and now we have the blank presentation on this. Now, first thing, we need to add slides in our presentation. For adding slide, we need to go in Home tab. Then we need to click on the New Slide option, and then we can select whatever the layout we prefer. For example, if I want two content option layout for my slide, then I will click on that, and the slide will be added. Like this, I can add as many slides in my presentation as much we want. For example, suppose I want 10 slides, so I can add 10 slides in my presentation of whatever layout. So let's add 5 slides at least, and one more. Okay, so now our presentation is having 5 different slides. So we can add as many slides as we want by going in the Home tab, then clicking on New Slide option, and then by selecting the layout of the slide. Then comes, suppose if we have inserted a slide layout, and then we, after writing some content, we want to change it. For example, suppose let's write here computer, and in the second one, let's write PowerPoint 2010. Sorry. Now, suppose I have written the content on this, and after writing the content, I want to change the layout of the slide. So right now it is title slide layout, and I want to change it to some different slide layout. So for that, first we need to select the slide whose layout we want to change in the slide tab. So if you want to change the slide layout of the first slide, click on the first slide, then go in the Home tab, click on the layout option, and then you can select whatever layout you want for your slide. For example, suppose if I select, I want section header for this slide, so I will click on that, and that slide layout will be applied. And you can see that the changes have been made on this slide. So this is how we can change the layout of a slide after inserting the slide in our presentation. Now suppose I want to make changes in the content which I have inserted in my slide. For example, suppose I want to change this computer to computer applications. So for that, I need to click on this. Again, the typing cursor will appear inside the placeholder. Then whatever we want to write, we can add it there. Now we can also resize the placeholder according to our content size. For example, right now you can see that this placeholder is taking too much of the space, right? So we can resize the placeholder by placing the mouse pointer on the square box which you can see at the border points on each of the corners. So just bring the mouse pointer on that square box, that is known as the resize handle, and when it changes into a two-sided arrow, just left click of your mouse button and drag it for making it smaller. So as much smaller you want to make it, that much small you can make it. So like this, you can resize the placeholders also. Now suppose if you want to fill any color inside the placeholder, you can do that also. Just click on the placeholder first. The placeholder will be selected, then go in the Format tab, click on the Shape Fill option, and then whatever color you want inside that placeholder, you can select that color. So for second placeholder also, let's take one color. So I have selected the second placeholder, click on the Format tab, again go in the Shape Fill option, and then select whichever color you want inside that, and that color will be applied. So this is how we can insert color inside a placeholder. Now suppose if you want some color at the background of the slide. So for applying colors on the background or designs to the background of the slide, Microsoft has provided us some tools which we will get in Design tab. So first we need to go in the Design tab. In Design tab, in Themes group, you can see there are several designs available here, or you can say styles available here for the slide. Now whichever style you prefer, you can select that style for your presentation. So for that, first you need to click on the downward arrow here in the Themes group. A list of themes will appear. Now, whichever theme you want to apply on your presentation, select that theme. For example, suppose if I want this theme, I will click on that and the theme will be applied on, on the entire presentation. Now, themes are always applied on an entire presentation. It will never be applied on a single slide. So whenever we are using themes, that will always be applied on all the slides of our presentation. So you can see that all the different slides in my presentation is now having the same theme. Now you can change the color of the theme. Just in the variants group, right side of the themes group, there are themes color option available. So you can select green color and different colors are there. If you don't want any color from this, then you can click on the downward arrow and then you can click on the color option and then you can select whichever color scheme you want to apply on your themes. Now color scheme means a group of colors. Now you can see that these color schemes are containing different color palettes. That means small boxes of different colors. So these all colors will be applied in your presentation when you will select that color scheme. This whole group of color is known as one single color scheme. So this is green yellow color scheme. So you can select whatever color scheme you want and according to that, the color of your slide will change. So whichever color you prefer, select that. Now suppose if you don't want to apply themes on your slide and you want to change the background color to some different colors. You don't want any patterns or background designs. Then in that case, in the design tab only, click on the format background. Suppose if you want to apply a picture as a background or texture or pattern as a background or a single color as the background, you can do that also by going in the format background option in the design tab. So click on the format background option. In the right side of your screen, you can see that some options has appeared. Now, for example, if you select solid fill option here, then one single color will be applied as the background of the slide. So you can select that color from the color option here. Whichever color you prefer, you can select that color and that color will be applied as the slide background. Now, if you want multiple color as a slide background, now slide background color will always be applied to a single slide. If you want it to be applied on all the slides, then you can click on apply to all option. If you want it to be reset back to the normal default one, then you can click on the reset background. So when you will click on reset background, it will go back to the original state. So we have applied the theme before applying the color, so it came back to that original state. Now suppose if you want multiple colors in the background of the slide, then in that case you will select the gradient fill option and then just in the downside here you can see gradient stops option is provided. In this you can see there are 4 different downward arrows are given there. So these all arrows can contain different colors for your slide. For example, suppose if you want to apply a different color at the top of your slide, select the first gradient stop. This downward arrow is known as gradient stop. So click on the first gradient stop and then on the color option, select whichever color you want as the top color. So I'm selecting this plum accent color. So that color has been applied at the top border from the top of the slide. Now for the second gradient stop, you can adjust that gradient stop also by dragging it to the position till where you want the color. Then you can click on that gradient, second gradient stop and then again click on color option. And then you can select different color for that part of the screen or that part of the slide. Now for the third gradient stop, you can do the same steps. You can repeat the same steps. Just click on the gradient stop, then color option, and then you can select whichever color you want as the gradient stop. So let's select a lighter color. And then for the last gradient stop, again, so repeat the same step, click on the gradient stop, then color option, and then select the color which you want as the last gradient stop. So now you can see that on my slide, there are different colors applied as a background color. So this is what gradient fill option is used. Now, if you want a picture as a background, you can click on the picture option, picture or texture fill option. Then after clicking on picture or texture fill option, some options will appear at the bottom here. So click on the file option there. One window will open. In that window, you need to select a picture which you want as the background of the slide. So click on the picture and then click on insert option. and the picture will be created as the slide background. Now suppose if you don't want any picture, you want some pattern as the slide background, then click on the pattern fill option, and downside here you can see that there are list of patterns available. So you can select whichever pattern you want, and then you can change the color also of this pattern. Foreground is the front color and background is the back color of the pattern. So if you want to change the front color, click on the foreground option and then select a color for that. So let's select this accent. And then for the background, if you want some another color, then click on the background option and then select a color for the background. And now you can see that the color has been changed for the pattern. So there are plenty of patterns available. You can select whichever pattern you prefer on your slide. And according to that, the design and the background of the slide will change. Now there are different ways through which our slides are being displayed on our screen. Right now, when we switch on our PowerPoint presentation, the view which we get, that is the default view, and the name of that default view is normal view. In normal view, left side of the screen, you can see there are all the thumbnails of the slides are being displayed in the left side, and in the center, the main selected slide is being displayed on which we are working. For example, if I select slide number 2 here in the slide tab, then slide number 2 will be displayed here. If I click on slide number 4, then slide number 4 will be displayed. So this is the normal view, but PowerPoint also gives us 5 different other views through which we can change how the slides will be displayed on the screen. So for that, we need to go in the view tab, and in view tab, you will get the presentation views group. In this, normal view is by default selected. Then you can change it to slide sorter view, notes page view, reading view, and slide show view. Slideshow view is not available in the view tab, that is in the slideshow tab. That means when we play the slideshow, that is called the slideshow view. So outline view I didn't consider here because outline view is not an external or extra view here. It is just a part of normal view. In outline view, only the thumbnails of the slides will not be displayed. Only the content of the slide will be displayed in the slide tab. So let's click on outline view here. And now you can see that all the thumbnails of the slide has been removed. Rest the view is same. Only the content of the slide is being displayed here. So if I click on this, now you can see the slide is being displayed in the middle. Now if you change any content in this slide tab area, then that changes will also be affected on your original slide. For example, here if I change the computer application to computer only, so let's delete application word from here, and you can see that changes have been made on the slide also. So this is the outline view, and this is a part of normal view only. So this is not counted as an extra view. Then comes the slide sorter view. In slide sorter view, you get the thumbnails of all the slides. So whichever slide is there, how much ever slide is there in your presentation, that whole slides will be displayed on your single screen. So you can see that 5 slides were there in my presentation, and all the 5 slides thumbnails are being displayed here. So this is slide sorter view, and it is known as slide sorter view because we can sort the sequence of the slide here. For example, suppose if I want this first slide to be the last slide, so I can click on that and I can drag it to the bottom part, and the sequence of the slide will change. Again, I can bring it back to the original place also. Notes page view, that is the third view. In this, we get the first view. First view is for the slide on which we have created, and second view is for the writing notes for our slides. Suppose if we want to remember some points while displaying the slideshow, we need to write some points for that. So you can write that point in the notes page view by clicking on this, and then for example, suppose I'm writing here computer class 5. So this can be the notes. Now notes will not be displayed when you play the slideshow. So that's why we can write the content in the notes page without being displayed on the slideshow. Fourth view is the reading view, which provides you the full screen view of your slide so that you can read all the contents easily written on your slide. So click on the reading view in the view tab only, and now you can see that the full screen view of the slide is being displayed. Now there is one difference between the slideshow and reading view. In reading view, you can see that it is not taking the entire screen space. It is different. Some spaces are being left. But let's go to the screen slideshow now. For that, we need to go in the slideshow tab, and then we need to click on from the beginning, or else we can click on the from current slide. So let's click on the from beginning option here. And now you can see that this is taking the entire screen. So this is the difference between the slides, slide show view and reading view. In reading view, the entire screen is not taken by the slide, but in slide show view, the entire screen is taken by the slide. So in this class, till this much only. Best of luck for your half yearly exams. Keep studying, stay healthy, stay at home. Bye everyone.